metal. I'll call it metal band. They're actually created a new sound called Partycore.
Partycore
Band. They're actually called
Aaron's Party.
Aaron's Party. Check it out.
Aaron's Party.
No, I'm
Playing What is up, you guys? I am Kev.
Frankie, how we doing, everybody?
What up? It's Ant.
What's going on, you guys? Thank you so much for tuning into the last podcast, episode Trace. Trace. Like we said in the last podcast.
I didn't know you guys can speak Spanish.
Yeah,
Well, bilingual. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. Like we said last podcast, that's 3 in English, guys. We're back at it, and we're in episode 4, Quattro, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, episode Quattro 4. Guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Guys, we promoted Bayville last podcast, and thank you guys because we sold out the VIP.
Oh no!
Let's go.
Yeah, VIP is sold out. VIP is so sold out. So guys, yeah, VIP is sold out. We're gonna hit the promotion again. We're gonna say, guys, definitely buy those tickets for Bayville Fest in Bayville at B2 Bistro and Bar, and make sure you buy those General and Mish pre-sale tickets because they're gonna go up.
Fast.
Yeah. Yeah, Mitsubishi. Say that 10 times. Mitsubishi. Yeah, so guys, Bayville VIP is sold out. It's no longer available, but pre-sale is still available, guys.
And got the swimmies for that.
It's gonna go quick. You
Yeah.
gotta get them.
Yeah, so definitely buy those tickets of pre-sale. It's gonna be a great show. Like we said, we got Badfish.
Oh, Badfish.
Badfish. You know, if you're not familiar with Badfish, and I feel sorry for you if you're not familiar with Badfish, but Badfish is the biggest tribute band for Sublime. So if you love Sublime, which I do, and I feel like
funny you said that, Kat.
I ain't got no Santeria,
I ain't got no crystal balls,
and I had $1 million.
What you do though?
I spend it all. Yeah, exactly. So guys, definitely grab those tickets. We got Ballyhoo there, and the most important thing, hosted by Green Knuckle Material.
Oh yeah.
Those guys always pull in for verse, and we want to thank them again. You know,
Thank you guys.
Yeah, they make everything happen for the shows. So thank you guys again, Green Knuckle Material, and you know the lineup's great. You know, we have a big lineup coming up, and like we brought up in the callback, the last episode is Bunktown Falls is going to be playing the deck stage. That's the second stage all day. So it's going to be a great time. You just got to picture in your head the beach. You got to picture in your head nice reggae rock, and it's going to be a great time. I know you guys can't envision it now, but it's coming.
Just think
and
about
we're all going to be there.
Just think about that sunshine, drinks, good food, good people, good music.
Yeah.
What's not to like about it? And cherry on top, verse is going to be there.
Exactly what Frankie said, and you know, we're gonna be podcasting from there. We'll do that live from the show, and I think we're gonna do a pre-show too beforehand.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that. We got a pre-show coming for that podcast, so guys, definitely stay tuned. And thank you guys for listening, and also staying tuned to episode 4. Let's get to this, right? So we started promoting Badfish, right? We've been going to shows promoting them, and I was there, and Davida went to by himself with the rest of the team, but
I wouldn't say by myself. Yeah, we had a great collective group out there, but we actually got to see Badfish, you know, the headliner for our upcoming Bayville Fest.
I'm jealous, dude. How was it?
Oof,
It was a sick show?
It was phenomenal, to be honest with you. I mean, the venue itself is fantastic. Thank you, Macaulay's, I think it's called, out in Long Island, a very classic venue out in that direction.
yeah.
But Badfish themselves, like, they add their own little unique twist to Sublime, but they are right on par with, like, the actual music. Like, I can't.
If you closed your eyes, you're at a Sublime concert
Right,
with a little twist.
Right now, I think I'm at an actual Sublime concert compared to them with, you know, we're not going to say any names right now.
Yeah,
actually,
Bad
but-
Fish is the best.
Yes.
Bad fish.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
bleep out the
Let's just say, you know,
F
there's a
word,
little
but-
dancing, a little moshing. It was a great time. The energy
little
was
bit of
flowing.
everything.
You know,
Little
I
bit
just
of
lost
everything. I
myself.
like
I
that.
kind of just
Yeah,
you
and
know,
we'll post videos for that because we have some videos from that promo show, and me and DeVito we also promoted at the Bumpin' Uglies show in Debenham Music Hall. So shout out Bumpin' Uglies because that show was really good too. They were amazing. You know, we got to interact with them, and the whole band is just so nice, man.
Yeah, no, they were
so
definitely
great.
chill.
Yeah.
Definitely chill.
Yeah, I love those guys. But you know, they did a great job, and that's what it was. So, did you guys? How was your guys' week? Went well? Or
We want to talk about it.
who wants to start? You want to start, DeVito?
Oh my god. Well, let's be grateful that I'm actually sitting in the studio right now because I might have not only lost my life at some point in time during this adventure, but I might have got
Yeah.
stuck somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Holy smokes!
yeah.
What happened?
You ever see Harold and Kumar where Neil Patrick Harris leaves
Guantanamo
the?
Bay, Big Bob. Yeah, I seen
yeah.
that.
Oh
That's what happened?
no! It was,
No.
It was literally-
It was the Neil Patrick Harris episode where he's
Coming out of the house.
Yeah, the house, guys. We won't.
Shotgun to the
Yeah,
back.
this podcast is PG-13, so we won't go into detail, but definitely tune in.
You
to
know the house.
that show.
You know the house he was coming. out of.
He gets shot by a shotgun at the end, but that's basically you can keep going, DeVito.
To be
That's
honest with
basically
you,
what I picture in my head.
in
what
my
happened to DeVito.
perception, it was more of the scene from Dodgeball when Justin Long is sitting there washing some dude's car for about 3 hours, and he's sitting there getting there all nice and deep. We'll just leave it
nice
at that.
and
I was
deep,
stuck
like-
in the middle of nowhere and somewhere in East Bumble, you know what, in New York, and there was no cell phone service. I was on a dirt road. My car literally exploded. Was shooting all over my face when I opened the hood. I had no idea what the hell was going on for a while.
Jesus, Murphy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was great. Thankfully, it wasn't anything too drastic. I made it here today in the same vehicle.
There you go.
But it was quite a challenging experience, to say the least, to get here.
You were like Seth Green in Sex Drive, basically.
I mean, I wish I was because I would be able to fix my car. Actually, I did see a few Amish people walking down the
Yeah.
hill. I should have just asked them.
Yeah.
It would have been better than AAA, to be
I
honest
forget
with
what
you.
that's called when the Amish people get to take a break from being Amish.
Rumspringa!
Rumspringa, right?
Rumspringa.
Yeah.
Rumspringa!
Guys, if you guys haven't watched that movie Sex Drive, it's so funny. Like
Such a
Seth
classic.
Green, there's a car that breaks down, and then he's just so passive aggressive. He's like, yeah, of course you can fix
Badass
your car.
car, too.
We'll just work all night.
You know,
to just
that's what we do. We just love giving back to the community.
Yeah.
But really sarcastic about it. It's really
and
good.
passive
Such a
aggressive.
funny one.
But Frankie, you have anything from this week that you want to talk about? Or
This was a rough week. So I'm a blue collar guy, union iron worker.
Yeah.
I build America.
builds America,
America,
Yeah,
fuck
so
yeah.
America.
all those office buildings and bridges you cross over and enjoy every day. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you,
No,
Frank. Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
cocky. It was a rough week. Work's been slow for me the past 2-3 weeks. I think I maybe worked 4 or 5 days, and then this week I just got thrown right back into it. Working every day. It's cold. It was hailing and snowing out. There was
Yeah, it's
one
been
day
cold
this
this
week
week.
though. This is my little funny story. I'm supposed to leave the house at 6 a.m., right? I slept through my alarms because not having work, I'm staying up, playing video games, not being responsible.
Weekends are sweet.
What video
So
game you playing?
the alarm goes off, I sleep right through it. I wake up, it's 6:20, and I got a 40-minute drive just to get to work.
Yeah.
It takes me at least 10 minutes to scramble out the door, right? I had just enough gas to get to work and then get to the gas station, right? I didn't factor in running late. Now I'm flying like a race car driver. You
Fast
know?
and the Furious, guys.
Yeah, I'm
R.I.P.
like
Paul
Ricky.
Walker.
Tokyo Drift.
I'm like Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you're last.
last.
Hauling ass to get to work, right?
Did you have a cougar in your car, too?
Where the way the parking situation, I wish, but I didn't. The way the parking situation was, I had to park on this decline slope, right? So end of the day, I get in the car, I go to start it. It's not starting because the fuel pump located in the back of the gas
yeah,
tank.
Davita just ran through that too.
Dude, I had to
This week.
I had to pop the e-brake, put it in neutral, coast it down to the bottom of the hill. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when the car's not running,
Yeah.
you got no power steering and your brakes don't work that good. So I'm heading to the bottom of this hill to like a big swampy mud pit, and I can't stop. And if I go right, I'm going into the mud pit. If I go left, I'm hitting another car. So I'm like panicking, trying to steer this thing. Luckily, I managed to miss the car and the mud pit. It was like threading the needle, dude. I got to the bottom. I start rocking around in the car to like get the gas shuffled out. I'm like, all right, I don't ask for much, but just let this thing start. Let me make it to the Wawa so I could top off.
Yeah, and get a sub.
Yeah. Dude, it sat there churning and churning. I'm like, come on. And then finally.
Now, this is a Mini Cooper driving, right?
Nah, big old Trailblazer SS, baby. That
It's
thing's
got
got
that
a
SS.
Corvette motor, LS2.
Yeah.
Just so
She
you can get a
barks.
little image of this thing going down the hill, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's a bad one, but when she don't have gas, it's useless.
Yeah.
But it was a funny experience.
Yeah,
I
Frank-
had a laugh at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I was like, whew, that was a wild one. What a hell of a week, though, to get thrown
I
back
know.
into it.
Yeah, but without
We
those
all-
experiences, where would our week be, you know?
We all had a
Yeah,
hell of a
dude.
week.
Builds
and,
character.
Yeah. Yeah, and Frankie's truck is boss as hell. They got that Corvette engine. How you doing? Yeah.
She barks. You
yeah.
guys know.
I get a
Yeah.
little nervous sometimes.
Yeah, it's been a week, but you guys are probably looking at us like, why we're wearing these floaties? Because, it's President's Day. We're keeping the American flags because let's go America.
America.
But, guys, like and
America.
subscribe because,
Please.
we're going to have to get on this table again pretty soon, like we said last episode.
Speaking of that, James Cameron literally just did a test, seeing if both Jack and Rose can fit on the door.
Yeah.
And they could have.
They totally could have.
They
Yeah,
could've.
I just did a casting for that movie. We're doing.
Did you?
Yeah.
The door?
Yeah, they didn't
Did you
want
get
me
the
in
spot?
it. No.
Now, if we link arms and kind of do like a Hands Across America type of thing, can
Yeah.
we
Well,
all fit
did
the
you
door?
did you wear the swimmies? Because if you had the swimmies, they would have been like, you know what, Jack could live. This guy's got swimmies.
I didn't wear the swimmies, but now I know to always wear them.
Yeah,
So
always-
guys, I'm gonna
always
wear
wear
this at
swimmies.
Bayville, and definitely buy those tickets. And guys, thank you guys for watching episode 3. And if you guys didn't see it, definitely tune into that. And it's a good episode. We talk about the old school local band scene and like early 2000s, and we get to the scenes that a lot of these places aren't open anymore. So guys, definitely tune into that. But with that said, we have a guest today. So guys, let's get to the episode. What is up, you guys? Thank you for listening and viewing episode 4. Guys, we're back at it. And we have another guest in today. Guys, this is the lead singer and songwriter of Boy Blue. Let's give this guy a round of applause.
Oh man,
That's my boy, Blue.
thank you.
My boy Blue, that's my boy.
Dude, we gotta ask, is that where the name came from?
No, it's not. No. But we get that a lot.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, Christian's in studio. Guys, so that Boy Blue comment that Frankie was talking about, that's from Old School, right? The movie Old
Classic.
School with yeah.
I never saw the whole thing.
Yeah,
man.
it's a
But-
great movie.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Definitely a cult classic.
You have Owen Wilson's brother is like the lead in that movie. It's great. Frank the
watch it.
Tank.
That's Owen
yeah.
Wilson's brother?
Luke, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah,
know that.
Luke,
Now
yeah.
that you say it, though, I
Luke
see the
was-
resemblance.
Yeah, and what's that other movie he is in with Welcome to Costco.
I love you.
I love you.
Welcome to Costco.
It's like in the future.
I love you.
Oh, Idiocracy.
Yeah, Idiocracy.
Oh, that's a good one.
What our world's like
Welcome
right
to
now.
Costco.
Yeah,
I love
we're,
you.
We're getting there quick, man.
Yeah,
It's
we
a
already
good one.
started it. But
Pretty much.
Christian, thank you for coming in, man. We promoted Bayville. I mean, we're keeping on promoting Bayville. Last episode we promoted Bayville, and in the beginning of this episode we did. But Christian did Bayville last year.
Yes,
Right?
dude.
Yeah.
I love Bayville. We're not playing this year, but I'll probably go. It's gonna be good. It
Yeah.
always is good. So
Yeah, they Green Knuckle Material always pulls in the leads for that show, which is great.
heck yeah, those are
Yeah.
my boys, man. I
Yeah.
love those guys.
Yeah, shout out to Dan, but 2 Dans.
Yeah, young Dan and
Anthony.
regular Dan.
Yeah,
So
and
many
Anthony.
Dans.
And,
The Dan with the plan.
Yeah, and Brandon too. Shout out to those
Yes,
guys.
Brandon,
Guys are the best.
he played drums in our Secondhand Smoke music video. We didn't have a drummer at the time. So we had somebody else record it, and he learned the song, and so he's the best. And he's got like a million bands, right? Wait a minute.
No,
I'm
Anthony.
mixing up names.
Anthony.
Dude, it has been it's been a long day, man. I didn't sleep much
I know.
last night.
We had a
this
rough
morning.
week as we talked in the beginning of this
Anthony.
episode. Yeah, Anthony.
Sorry, Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony kills it. Anthony definitely kills it at drums. He's
For the scene in general,
he's a master of his craft, basically.
Yeah. He's like a key item for everybody, like in the
Yeah.
scene. He's a key piece of what keeps it together.
Even when we did the interviews for Bayville, which we didn't release yet, but I think we will as we're promoting this new Bayville show. But everyone says they love seeing Anthony play drums. So
Hell yeah.
shout out to Anthony. Anthony's great. We'll post a picture of all that stuff. But
Hey, I
yeah.
brought this for you guys. Valentine's Day is coming up.
Ooh.
This is
Wine
is,
and dine
from your
this?
friends at Boy Blue. It's set. The brand is called Introvert. I thought that was pretty
okay.
cool.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
cool.
So
I like
y'all enjoy that one
Yeah.
day.
that
I
introvert's
I can
wine.
relate.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, introvert sponsor us.
All right.
Um,
Introverse.
yeah,
Hey,
introverse.
there you go,
All
dude.
right,
You
guys.
guys get a collab one day.
Yeah.
But thank you
It's
for
a
bringing
threat.
that. That's great.
Thanks for having
We'll
me.
definitely pop that open.
Popping bottles, baby.
Yeah. Let's get into your show that's coming up. You got something to promote, right? You got
Yeah.
a show coming up. Big show, guys. Definitely come to that.
Yeah.
Definitely come to that.
February 18th, we're playing. Juliana Maria is having a weekend of 2 shows. I think we're on the Saturday one, the 18th, and the Sunday, I believe, is the 19th at QXT's. But we're on the Saturday one. I think it's at Jimmy's. Proceeds are going to the Trevor Project as well. That's something she set up, and we're happy to be involved. Yeah.
Do you have any information about the Trevor Project, what it's about, or?
I believe that it's the biggest nonprofit for the biggest anti-suicide nonprofit for LGBTQ+.
Awesome.
I don't know a whole lot about it. I've been like checking it out since the show, but
Right.
I've heard about it here and there. But yeah,
Yeah, Verse definitely supports that.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you guys want us to help in any way for that, we definitely support that community for sure. Guys, definitely go to that show. It's an important show because, first of all, for the benefit, which is very important, but, Boy Blue is playing as well, too. So Boy Blue is great. They were at Bayville. They killed it on stage. The interviews went well. We didn't post it. That's on us. But it will come out soon.
Yeah, I got the
man.
pleasure.
No excuses
pleasure
either.
to see
You
you guys.
heard
Awesome.
you heard the dates. It's
Yeah.
after Valentine's Day, fellas. You already spent the day with your missus. You got no excuse to miss this one. Just show up. It's gonna be a
Exactly.
good
it's
time.
going to be good. And Juliana Maria is she's also such a key piece of the scene. Her band, I don't think her band's playing, but she's the singer for Record Keeper. She's one of the best performers you'll see in New Jersey.
Shout
So,
out Record Keeper.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Definitely check them out. Yeah. It's gonna be a great show, guys. Like we said, that's gonna be February 18th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely grab those tickets right now. Like I said, we shoot 2 weeks before, so but by the time this comes out, it will be before that show. So definitely grab those tickets. But Christian, let's talk about Boy Blue, right? Let's talk about what's your main inspiration for Boy Blue? Like when because you songwrite, right?
Yeah.
For the band.
Steve and I both songwrite. Yeah.
Okay.
So we split it up pretty evenly. There's been time periods where it's more him, and there's been time periods where it's more me, I think, submitting ideas.
It's kind of like a
Inspiration?
Blink-182 type of thing where like Tom writes one thing and like Mark writes one thing.
I guess so, but he definitely works with me on a lot of my songs, and I work with him on a lot of his songs.
Okay.
So the songs aren't necessarily the same as when we first present them. You know what I mean? Everybody does a bit of songwriting. But
There's an input into it.
yeah.
That's good. I feel like that's the way bands should be. Definitely having everyone's input into the final master of the song and like have everyone's like vision, like definitely be part of that because that's important.
There's been more pressure on that since Brian, our new drummer, came into the band.
Oh, you have a new drummer.
Yeah, it's been a few he played Bayfest with us. That was his first show. With
Okay.
us.
Okay.
So he's also a songwriter with like a folk music background, like singer-songwriter background.
Okay.
And just a great drummer, by the way. But he's like, he's keen on having his interests represented in our sound. So we're attempting to like look out for that too,
Right.
and not just our own when we're writing. But like inspiration, it comes from anywhere. More recently, we're trying to write a really good summer song. So
That's what you got to do. Yeah.
I've been working on a couple of those. The summer is like everything to me.
When you're
now.
ready to
Like,
release that, definitely come back on this podcast because we're definitely down to promote that for you guys.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I hope it works out. I mean,
It will. You guys sound great.
definitely
I
will.
think it definitely will.
thank you.
Yeah.
But more recently, I've been writing about some darker stuff, I guess. Just addressing some, some personal issues and
Yeah.
issues you see out in the world through music. So that's been happening as well recently.
Which is important when you write music, right? Like you have to have like, when everyone writes, there's always like a personal thing that everyone can relate to.
It's an
So
expression.
It's expression. Yeah. That's what the art is, right? So
It's so cool when you can find writers who can write messages on different levels. So on the first level, you can hear a line and it sounds cool and catchy.
Yeah.
But then maybe it has like a metaphor,
Yeah,
where
like a deeper meaning
Yeah,
to
and
it,
then maybe it even represents something else that's even bigger than the first two.
right.
That's what I'm trying to do more with our writing. But
Yeah.
sometimes, sometimes keeping it simple is fun too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
think-
like everything commercial, like all the simple stuff, like is always the one that makes it big. Like, call back to the last episode we were talking about Turnstile, right? Like,
yeah.
they keep it simple, and like now they're like doing Taco Bell commercials and all this stuff. It's like catchy melodies and catchy rhythms that just like hit real quick. You
Yeah.
know?
Hey, good for them.
Which is
Yeah.
great and all, but like the depth, like you said, the layers to music, sometimes that's,
I mean, that's also why we have different genres of music as well. Excuse me, it's to
Yeah.
hit those different layers.
Yeah. I find that it's more easily done in hip hop because you can just say, you have room to say more.
Yeah.
And it's also like,
You're a lyricist at that point.
yeah,
you're a
yeah,
lyricist at that
yeah.
point,
Hip hop
Storyteller.
is like
You want to
founded.
shout that? You want to shout out your project?
Sure,
you're doing a
yeah.
hip-hop part. Yeah, shout that
Yeah.
out.
So my pen name, Keith Casey, for hip hop. I've been just writing a ton. I haven't released anything since the project since Bazaar's mixtape.
Yeah.
Bazaar from D12.
Yeah, that's a big one, guys. That's Eminem's
Wow,
group
D12.
back from like the early 2000s,
Yeah,
right?
not
Swinging
anymore.
off stage,
but-
right?
Yeah, not anymore,
Yeah.
but I remember D12, man.
yeah.
What was it? Purple?
Purple Purple Pills.
Purple
Pills,
Pills,
yeah.
yeah. I remember
Purple
that,
Haze.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Pills,
That's
yeah.
Jimi Hendrix.
Purple Haze.
Yeah.
We were talking about the My Band song earlier today.
These
with
chicks
Eminem
don't
and
even
Yeah,
that.
keep
know
it-
the name
funny
of my
song.
band.
It's such a funny group, man.
Yeah. They were great. I remember when I was
It was
younger, I
fun.
would listen to that D12 album all the time. Like, that was a great album.
I just found out that 50 Cent in the Club.
Yeah.
That beat was like between him and D12. And Dre was like, yeah, you got it. Whoever wants to write to it. And 50 immediately wrote to it. So he got it.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I never knew that. That's
So-
That's
cool.
actually pretty cool, yeah.
Right? So I guess when you have a group with D12 is 6 guys at the time, like, all 6 of them are like, we'll get to it. We'll see. But 50 was like, no, I'm just
No, I
getting
want,
on it.
he's
yeah.
about the money. He
This
was
is
like,
my
this
shot,
opportunity,
yeah,
I'm
this
going
is
to take
it.
that.
I love
Yeah.
50 Cent.
50 Cent.
I read both of his books.
50 Cent's a business.
Were they good?
Yeah, straight at heart.
The first book is by Robert Greene with 50 Cent as a case study, and the audiobook's great because they're both speaking. That's a great book. 10 out of 10 book. It's I think it's called The 50th Law of Power, and it's a continuation of the 48 Laws by Robert Greene, and then 50 has his own book, Hustle Harder, something like that.
Yeah.
And that's a great book. That's just him.
I gotta check that out because I'm a fan of 50 Cent, more so of like just the type of person. I mean, the music's
The
great and
business
all,
aspect.
but the way he like took where he came from and just hardened himself,
I'll
like
put it
forged
this way, the hustle
himself
and
to
flow,
become
as
like.
he would say.
Look at how big and successful he is
Yeah.
now. Like
I
as
mean,
a
like,
business person, leave the music out of it
yeah.
as a business
He-
person.
yeah.
He killed it. He took advantage of his situation for
Like,
sure.
look at
which
his
is
show.
admirable.
His show on Stars,
Yeah.
right? Like Power Play.
He
what's
has
it, Power,
a few shows.
Power, right? And
Yeah,
then they
that's
have
what
like
it's
Power. They have like different segmented shows off of that. Like
he talks about
from Power.
in his second book about how like he saw his career was starting to decline, at least touring wise. Like people were less excited for his newer releases and stuff. Probably around like 2008, 2010, and he was like, it's time to divert into something else.
Yeah, a little pivot.
And it's crazy that he was incredibly successful, with the pivot, like into writing shows.
He was smart enough to realize, like, if he wants to stay relevant and keep getting that money, get rich or die trying.
And
he's like, all right,
for real.
maybe music. I
before
shot
hip
my
hop,
shot in that. Let's pivot now. Again.
Right.
Yeah.
Before hip hop, he was a successful drug dealer.
Yeah.
So like he was always
He's a hustler.
crazy. Yeah.
Let's all be real.
straight up.
Jay-Z laid down the track for everybody on that one.
yeah.
Jay's another one, dude.
Yeah.
We
Jay-Z
can't even get in
laid
that
down-
conversation. We would
Laid down.
we
the
would go over
blueprint.
2 hours on this
That's what it
podcast if we
was.
talk about Jay-Z. Jay-Z's
reference
an
there,
icon, legend, and yeah, that's great. Yeah, 50 Cent is he's big.
Yeah, shout out to 50
Probably the
Cent.
biggest.
If you want to send some effing vodka our way, we'll get it on the podcast.
Dude.
He's effing vodka, right?
He
Yeah,
has
it's 50?
he has Branson, I think, like which is champagne, or is it? I'm not sure. I think it's champagne.
Vitamin water with vodka.
He had that. Yeah. no.
That sounds good.
But
It's like
50
Four Loko.
50
type of stuff.
doesn't 50 doesn't drink, so he says he goes out every night, pours out a bottle for his guests, and then fills it up with ginger ale and drinks that the whole night.
Great.
Really?
This guy's crazy. Like, dude, he's out there with what he does. But
Yeah, that's great. Definitely check out Christian's his AKA side alias, I guess side alias, right? Keith Casey.
Keith Casey, yeah.
Yeah, check that out. Where can they find that?
Right now, I only have stuff on YouTube.
YouTube,
But I'm
okay.
moving it over, and I'm just writing a ton now. Just-
Guys, we'll post all those links so you can catch that on this YouTube video. Definitely check that out. Yeah, definitely check that out. I've heard it. He's working with big artists that are in that game, and that's a big thing. So
It takes no time to hit the subscribe button, but for anybody who has a YouTube account, as you know, every single subscribe counts and goes a very long way.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
For
please,
sure.
please hit that button.
yeah. So let's get into let's talk about your genre more, like for Boy Blue, right?
Sure.
Let's get back to that. What's your genre? You guys are pop punk, right? Is what I want to say.
I kind of don't really ever put it in a box myself. I guess like
If you had to categorize it though,
I mean, I would say I like to think it's definitely has a punk foundation,
right?
but I mean, there's a lot of pop punk that I don't even necessarily like. So
You want to shout out any of those bands?
I'm not sure. Probably for me around from like 2008 on, when like
Corporate Starship is what you're saying? Yeah, no one likes that band. I don't like them at all.
you know who I didn't like when they first came out? I can't remember the name. Alex Gaskarth's band.
What band's that?
303.
No, I don't like them.
Is
I
it?
forget.
Did they have electronics in it? Is that what that was?
They have the song. Maybe it's not my weekend, but it's gonna be my year. That's actually a really
I
good
don't
song.
know. Yeah.
And
Maybe it's not my weekend, but this can be my year.
Yeah.
And I'm so sick of blah blah.
Yeah.
What band is that?
It's a humongous band. We're just
I know.
all drawing a blank.
Yeah. We'll post that down there once I figure it out later.
The Kings or
You
All
tell
Time
us
Low?
the band in
All
the
time
comments.
low. All time
All-time
low.
low. That's
I
what it
didn't.
is.
There it is.
They're better. I think they're better now.
Yeah, they were very. You know what happened with them? I think is they fell into that genre like later on where it's just like they got so like pop punk got so they basically put pop punk in a blender and they're like, how can we change this up? And then it got blended up to like the wrong thing.
I think it became too pop around that time. So
It's like Nsync joining a band.
yeah, with some guitars, like Nsync with like some guitar tracks.
See, you're all I ever wanted, all I ever needed.
But wait,
yeah.
I do love Nsync
Guitars.
I love
Like,
Nsync
and
too.
the Backstreet
Yeah.
Boys.
Oh.
But it is cheesy.
Quit
But
playing
Let's talk about this.
games with
Wait,
my heart.
but before we go to this conversation, is all right, guys. Backstreet Boys are in sync.
Oh no! Oof.
I have to say, I like them both equally. To be honest, I feel like Backstreet Boys is more like that R&B type of vibe. Like you never saw them really dancing a lot. I think
You're right.
they forced it on them with Larger Than Life, and it just didn't hit.
I like that song.
Yeah.
But
But Nsync, they could, they multitask it with the dancing, and they could still do the R&B.
yeah. I might go with Nsync just because when
Me
I was
too.
4, that
Yep.
was like my favorite band.
Yeah.
But
And I mean, that you have to think of Justin Timberlake, right? He's the only guy out of all those boy bands, 98 Degrees, Nsync, Backstreet
yeah.
Boys, the
I
only
guess
one
you're
that
right.
made a solo career of himself.
Yeah.
My
He
bad.
you know what? I think he is a bit overrated. To me it just seems like they carried him from Mickey Mouse Club to NSYNC to the net. I'm not
He's like planted, in my opinion.
Yeah,
He's
yes.
kind of-
it's like
yes.
Yeah.
bread.
But he's good.
know,
He's
groomed.
his Super Bowl performance
Can't knock
was
him
What happened? I mean,
talent.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, I do remember what I was
Talent, yeah.
saying. So, AJ from Backstreet Boys, right?
the rocker guy.
Yeah, the rocker guy that has all the tattoos. He was on Lance Bass's podcast.
Okay.
And they were talking. He basically brought up to him. We'll post the video right now. And he was basically saying, he goes, I got a question for you. And Lance Bass like, okay. He goes, okay. He's like, NSYNC. He's like, okay. And he goes, Backstreet Boys.
I saw this.
Yeah.
Tour,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stadium tour.
Yep.
2023. That's what AJ said. Then Lance Bass goes, he goes, yeah, I'm down. He goes, that's no question for me, but you
Justin.
really need to ask.
Yep.
It's
I don't
Justin
think-
Timberlake is who you
I-
need to ask. Yeah.
When Justin did the Super Bowl and NSYNC didn't come out, I was very puzzled. I was like, dude, this is your career peak,
Yeah.
and you're not gonna sing bye bye bye.
Nothing, yeah.
But the thing was, like, they did the VMAs that one year, but they did like a short
yeah.
clip. Remember?
Yeah.
It was literally like one verse of verse. Follow us.
Verse.
They did one.
Hey.
They did one verse
Subliminal
of
messaging.
yeah, exactly. Verse, guys, follow us, subscribe. So they did like one verse of bye 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 in the VMAs, and that's all Justin Timberlake was willing to do. And then after he literally brought all of NSYNC back for the VMAs on MTV, they did like one short like segment of that song, and then it just went to Justin's solo career, and he's
Yeah.
singing all the other stuff. I
Hey,
can't remember. all
He
the
was
stuff.
great in Bad Teacher.
Yeah.
Simpatico. That song, it slaps.
Yeah.
You
But
seen
yeah.
Bad Teacher? Everybody, right? Seen Bad
that the
Teacher?
one
I don't think
Cameron
I saw
Diaz?
Yeah,
that.
Cameron
Oh,
Diaz.
yeah.
I never saw it, but I heard it was good. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
dude, you gotta see it.
Jason Segel's in that too.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know she's married to Benji Madden from Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
They have like
Really?
kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Interesting.
awesome. My
Isn't
man
that
Benji.
band? They're
Good for
twins,
him.
right?
Good
Yes,
for him.
Joel and
Twins,
Ben.
yeah.
I met
I
them.
was about to say that band really they get theirs. I'll tell you that
Yes,
much right now.
Nicole Richie. Benji used to date Paris Hilton.
Didn't one of them date like Hillary Duff too?
You know what? That was the rumor, but that was Joel Madden. But he was a lot older than her. She was still like a teenager, and they were together. I don't know if they were dating. I hope not.
Yeah.
But I heard that. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys seen
Yeah.
Hillary Duff lately?
Yes.
She looks
She
good
looks
these
great.
days.
yeah, she's a smoke for sure.
Yeah, she came up.
They made the reboot of How I Met Your Mother to How I Met Your Father, and Hillary Duff's like the main.
Oh, I gotta check
Character.
that out.
Yeah, I
then.
gotta check
I
it
loved How I Met Your Mother, but
Yeah.
if Hillary's in the other one, I'll check that out.
Yeah,
I'll make
she's-
time for that.
She
make
dude,
time for that.
she kept well for
She's
a
like a
child
fi-
star
Fine
like
wine,
usually
dude, she got better with
yeah,
age.
but usually child stars they don't keep professional after a while. They fall into bad places.
We
and
were
she
talking
didn't.
about this with Aaron Carter. the
Yeah, we
other
did.
day.
We had a
Yeah.
we had a call before
damn.
we had a call before this.
R.I.P.
Me and Christian had a call before this podcast the other day
R.I.P. Right?
to
Aaron
go
Carter?
over.
Yeah, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
But me and Christian had a call before this podcast. We were talking about Aaron Carter. You actually opened up for Aaron Carter,
Yep.
right?
He
No
was
way,
he
really?
was such a good performer. Like I at the time especially I was big into punk rock, so I did not like that kind of music, but his crowd really welcomed us in and
Oh, that's cool.
he was such a good performer. I had a great time. I didn't know any of his songs before seeing him, but I left like a fan. So
Did you get to meet him?
very quickly, very briefly,
But
but
was he cool? He seems like he would have been a cool dude to
He
meet.
was
Like,
cool.
he seems like a down to earth type of celebrity.
yeah, he was all right. But mostly what impacted me was his performance.
Yeah.
Just getting to see him perform and I took like a lot of mental notes just about like just how to be a better performer.
How to
I
base,
tried.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
how to basically be part of Aaron's party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, he had
how
a
to
great
get
role
in.
model with his brother, you know.
R.I.P.
Nick Carter,
R.I.P.
yeah.
Aaron Carter. You know, that's you know, no one can know. I mean, in any of the situation, right? Like, no one can know the situation that people are in, like that makes you get to this stage of life where like you want to just be like, this is it.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean, that's going back to the show you're
Yeah.
coming up to, you know, that's what they're supporting.
Yeah,
in a way.
exactly.
It's,
So
you know,
definitely go to that show because you have to support people. You know, mental health really is an issue, man. Like,
And
it's no joke. Like, you know, people go through things, and
even
sometimes you can't
celebrities,
find the
like,
help you need to find the help, or sometimes people don't want to reach out. You know, they just deal with themselves, and sometimes they can't deal with themselves. So.
Especially guys. Like
Yeah.
I know that I don't casually talk about these things with most of my friends. You know, I guess that's why I write music.
Right.
But I would encourage others to, and if you don't talk about it with your friends, maybe a therapist. You know, if it is something that's
there are groups
Yeah.
out there too you can
Yeah.
find. Like, yeah,
Guys,
Yeah, for sure.
Christian, is there any website for the Trevor Project? I mean, we'll post it below. I know maybe Christian doesn't have all the answers for this just because he's really busy, but he'll give us a link, and guys, definitely go to that link and definitely donate to that cause because you know it's very important.
word.
Yeah, it's very important, and definitely go to that show and support Boy Blue and support the cause because you know.
that was February
very
18th, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Christian, so let's get into your origin story of Boy Blue, right? Let's talk about the beginnings, the early stages of like the foundation of the band, how you guys started, and how you guys are doing it now. You know, you guys are great. So
Thanks, man. So it started. I was in 8th grade, and our first drummer, Mike, was in my class, and Steve Moretti, who's in the band today, lived across the street from Mike, and we formed the band with with one more friend. The original name was Two Step with Marlon Brando for years.
Godfather shout out.
Kind of a better name.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a Godfather shout out.
Yeah, Godfather.
Um,
Yeah,
great.
on the
But-
waterfront shout out.
yes, that's a good one.
Yeah,
But yeah, we played all through high school. I'm very thankful for how well it went in high school early on. Just we recorded at Soundwave Studios.
okay.
And I think back on those producers a lot. We worked with Joe Stacio, Tom Stratton. That's about it for that place.
Okay.
And I
Shout out to those guys, by the way.
Yeah, Tom
shout out.
Stratton. If you see this man, hit me up. I was trying to get in
Let's
touch with
tag
him.
him. Let's
recently.
tag him.
I don't think he's on anything. But
really?
Yeah, like
Oh, we'll find him.
it's crazy. It's crazy because at the time I had just turned 18. So at that time in my life, like it was just a different time. Like the only thing I had that was like successful was the band, and even that was just like on the high school level. Like, you know, in that world, I guess it wasn't like successful, but
You guys
this-
are getting there. You got to climb the ladder. You know, you just got to keep going.
yeah, man. I just, I guess I just don't do it for that anyway.
Yeah. You do it for your own enjoyment,
Yeah.
which is important.
Yeah, but like Tom almost was like a therapist in that we were working out ideas, writing about personal ideas, and then I'm singing it with him producing it, and
Right.
he's giving feedback, and it's like a space for us to just create. And I feel like that experience in particular was like deep. I don't think he realized it. I didn't realize it then, but when I look back on it, that's how I kind of see it. And our producer now, John Ferrara, over at Portrait.
Yeah, we
up
were
the
talking
way.
about that before. Call back to last episode. Their producer for their recording is where me and Vinny, that was at the last episode where we used to record down the street, is Portrait Studios. Shout out to Chris Badami. Like he
Yes.
brought that whole local scene. He got all these bands signed to the Drive Through Records and brought them big, and they were playing Warped Tour and Bamboozle, and now you're working with them. So
Yep.
you got to trust in those guys. Those guys make it happen at that recording studio. So shout out
I love
Portrait
yeah.
Studios in Lincoln Park, right? Lincoln Park.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that the address is funny. That when people are visiting us there or something, it takes them sometimes to.
Yeah.
I don't
I know,
remember the exact
yeah.
town. It's been a couple years since we've been there, but
We'll post a clip because I remember that studio, and they put that in the drive-through DVD. So we'll post a clip of like the outside of the studio because a lot of those bands, when they were local, they recorded in that drive-through. They asked for all their clips. So
that's the spot, man.
that's a spot. They're great.
But
Man.
we didn't link up with John until just a few years ago. But high school was a good foundation for the band where we really decided to take it serious, I guess. And like we would play shows, we would rent VFWs and play shows. Yes, dude.
Yes.
Let's-
He knows. This guy knows.
We're talking about even doing it again, and I'm like, well, maybe it's
bring
played
it
at
back.
like we could like at our age now we could try and find a bar that will have us, but like we may even do a VFW again one day, but
Well, yeah,
we
that's what we
would-
were saying was the last show is like the scene is not the same as it used to be. Like VFW halls, like that's where people like got growth from because I don't know, you could bring such a big crowd to those shows.
Yes.
And there was no alcohol involved.
Yep.
And they would all go there. And like now it's a little different. Now people are playing bars. It's a little different when you have a bar, It's kind of like they're not. You have to think of like a VFW hall and like a firehouse, right? Like when you don't have any drinks involved, I mean, there's probably definitely people drinking. That's probably why, things change.
but you're not selling it like
yeah,
I
exactly.
get what you
Like
mean.
people are like there
For the
to just
actual
watch
music.
the
Or the
band.
music.
Yeah. And they say straight up when they drink, they're like, "Oh, this band's great," but then
Yeah.
they tend to forget. Let's put it that way. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
You're always gonna have your people that want to have fun, but like, at
Yeah.
the same time, like it keeps it at an even balance where you're actually going for
exactly
entertainment.
Exactly. Yep.
Those were good times though. It was just a strong foundation to continue, because I
Yeah.
always have taken the band at serious since then, just because it was a pretty solid start. We did some fun stuff. Like one time I brought baby powder to the meat locker and we just covered the
In
whole
Montclair, right?
Yeah.
Locker.
We
Yeah.
I was like beating the bottle into the crowd and I threw the bottle in the crowd and the whole room was in like a cloud of baby powder and like you would hit the guitar strings and baby powder would
Oh, that's sick.
amazing.
The
And
venue loved that one, I'm sure.
they
The
joked-
cleanup crew.
while it was happening I was like no
They're going to be pissed.
no but they were fine. They
They were
joked
cool
with
with
us later. There was a kid. This was more recently. Matt Serrazano. Actually, he may have been in Sanoa at one point, or he was at least friends with them.
Okay. Shout out Sanoa. That's another band that we were talking about with the Anthony drumming all the time. Sanoa, guys, check out at Sanoa. We're gonna post down below their link, but definitely check out at Sanoa band. Those guys are great.
Their latest album was awesome. I loved it. But we played at Matt's basement when he was at Rutgers, and I was like, "Yo,
Good old Rucker shows.
heck yeah, dude!" But I was like, "We have these rolls of toilet paper. Can we have a toilet paper fight? Is that okay?" And he was like, "Dude, I would be offended if you didn't." And so but we try and do like silly stuff like that once in a while, like
Gotta
at
keep
our
it fun,
shows.
right? Gotta
Yeah.
keep it fun.
Something extra.
I like it.
In high school, we would take like all our clothes off and just play in our underwear. Some of
Been there.
Yeah, see, man.
Shout out to the last episode, Gang Naked at
We
Debonair
never-
Live, which was Mexicali back in the day.
We
That
never-
Anthony held the curtain for us to get
Oh,
naked.
yeah,
and
I did.
change.
We never
I
got
might have
fully
peeked.
naked, but you
Not
got
yet.
us on
No,
that.
we had-
I don't think that's
Guys,
probably
we
not
didn't get
happening.
fully naked. We had the underwears on, just to say
Okay.
that.
I was
yeah.
actually watching a video of Flea. I think it was at Woodstock '99 where he was completely naked playing bass
Yeah.
with Chili Peppers. I'm like, this guy's the fucking man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like kind of like a Blink-182 vibe. Like, what's my age again?
Yep.
But hey,
Yep.
that's why you got to come out and check one of the shows. You never know what type of curveball you're gonna get.
Yeah.
They like to have fun. That's
Or-
always
yeah.
it's a recipe for a good
Back
time.
to what Frankie said, Bayville. There's gonna be a curveball. What we're gonna do there. So guys,
Dang.
definitely come buy tickets because it's gonna be a big curveball.
Oh no.
We're working on the curves. But yeah, dude, that's great, man. So, you guys are killing it, Boy Blue. You guys have any new stuff you're trying to release, or you guys are still working on writing and stuff with the new drummer?
We're trying to write a ton of music and then boil it down to like the best ones, and then we'll be back in the studio. So
Nice.
till then,
Portrait again.
yes,
Nice.
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely keep it that way. Portrait back in the day, like I said, man, they used to, they got a lot of people signed. Chris Badami, I mean, he's probably like more like on the higher end now, where he's not in the studio producing. But shout out to Chris Badami. Love you, Chris Badami.
I think he's still.
Oh wait, hold on.
producing.
I want to say something, Chris Badami. Chris Badami, New York burritos, man. I love that lunchtime. We always used to get that in between studio recordings. He goes, New York burritos the best. That's all we ate the whole time.
Burrito
we were there.
boys over there.
So, let's get to this, guys. Let's talk about. You have anything to promote before we move on, or?
I think we pretty much covered it.
Covered it?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about this, right? What is your favorite beer, my mans?
My favorite beer, I'm gonna have to go with Guinness.
Guinness?
Now we're talking.
Guinness.
I would have to go with Guinness. It's
Funny
just
you say that. Funny you say that.
Ironically, the beer man
All right.
over here.
We have to have intro music for this segment all the time because DeVito always pulls it through with what we always hear what people like. So
DeVito,
we
bust
brought you
I got
some
a great beer
Guinness.
song for that I'll send to
Dude.
you.
We
Bust
brought
it
you the
out.
Guinness, man. We brought it to you. So we're all gonna have it right now.
Get ready for that St. Patrick's Day party next
Yeah.
month, guys.
early, man.
Guys, we got Christian's beer here, Guinness.
Dude, thank you.
Guinness
Thank
sponsor
you.
us. I know you guys are a little too big to sponsor us, but hopefully we'll get that sponsor one day.
Maybe one day.
You never know.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
All right, sip, sip.
The luck of the
I
Irish.
poured mine
you
in a
never
glass
know.
because it says it's recommended on the can.
I've been
noticed
Guinness a
that
long
also.
time. This is really good. I'm enjoying every moment of this. This is great.
Guinness is
Me
good.
too.
So guys,
Guinness
Guinness.
is good.
Guinness Stout. Perfect for the winter time. And we're almost out of it, guys. And we have so since I said we're almost out of winter, we have a lot of more announcements to make this summer, which is happening very soon. The whole team knows, but we're going to keep it on the hush hush for now.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Hush.
a lot of stuff happening. But let's get into the playlist, right? Let's get into the weekly playlist for Verse. Look at this segment.
Ooh.
All right, guys, weekly playlist for Verse. Let's start with Christian, right? Since you're our guest, let's talk your first song for the playlist.
Sure. King 810 is a metal band from Flint, Michigan.
Shout out.
They're wild as hell.
Love metal.
Dude, they are wild. Whatever
check
you're
them out. I
thinking,
never
it's
heard
gonna
of
be way wilder. But they dropped a new album, and it's very strange. It's like straight up like just satanic,
Okay.
and it's just the context of this band is just insane altogether. I definitely don't mess with satanic music. The last song though is called "Say Cheese and Die." It's got a weird, cool, funky heavy metal groove to it that is so interesting. You've probably rarely heard it done anywhere. I'm not sure I've heard it done before. So that song "Say Cheese and Die" I've kind of been thinking about.
And I just piggybacking off of last week or last episode, I'm gonna go with the metal. I'll call it metal band. They're actually created a new sound called Partycore.
Partycore.
Partycore band. They're actually called
Aaron's Party.
Aaron's Party. Check it out.
Aaron's
no,
Party.
Aaron's Party. No, I'm
Playing.
no. This band's actually called Eskimo Callboy.
Wow.
It's a good name.
Oh my god.
Guys, the
Great
band you're
name.
hearing right now, I haven't heard of it. So
Great
that's
name, great
me either.
reputation. These guys bring a energetic, hardcore feel to it, really heavy breakdowns, but they add a little twist with a little dance party to it, and they add a little electronic music to it. So in their breakdowns, you get to dance a little bit too, which is pretty fun.
It's always a
Interesting.
good time.
Yo,
Dancing
absolutely.
always fun.
Yeah, give those guys a listen for sure.
Oh yeah.
Frankie, you got it? How you
Oh
doing?
man, so now these guys are making me want to drop some metal tunes, but I did metal last time.
Okay.
So I had two others in mind. My first original favorite song ever. Can you guys remember your first favorite song? This is that song for me, and it's
Okay.
"Born to Be Wild" by Steppenwolf.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Born to
I
be
grew up
wild.
around obviously motocross, street bikes.
Yeah.
Like my dad had
Yeah.
a motorcycle shop growing up.
And we'll
I've
get
been
into
around
those segments
Harleys.
soon, man. We're building that dirt bike segment.
Yeah.
That'll come soon.
We'll get to that. But yeah, I've been around Harley Davidsons and custom choppers, all that stuff from, as long as I could remember. So that song, Get Your Motor Running, it's so relatable
Get up
for
on
me.
the highway.
And to this day, if you ask me what my favorite song is, I got to just revert back to that one because
Hell yeah.
Respect it, dude.
it's a great one for me. It's it's simple, it's clean, it's heavy at the same time. It's a good song.
And it's your roots, man.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
the next one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
So,
go with that. What about you, Kev?
Me, I'm gonna go with, since we're in the metal genre. I mean, there are more hardcore. But I'm gonna go with, since I'm going to their concert next weekend, February 11th at Starland Ballroom, Parkway Drive Karma.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Parkway Drive Karma. That is my song. These guys are amazing. They are like surfers, right? From the town they're in, and then they're just like, I like hardcore music. So like, one of their music videos are literally just like surfing and like playing instruments in the ocean.
That's
like
sick.
Amazing.
Yeah, and like doing just like hardcore breakdowns. They're jumping out of planes. But yeah, Parkway Drive Karma, that is my go-to, guys. Definitely check out Parkway Drive. They're playing at Starland next week on Saturday. So
And
Sweet.
if any of you Parkway Drive boys want to do some adrenaline junkie stuff, call me up, baby. Let's go. I'll jump at anything, jump off anything. That's my type of stuff. So mix heavy music into that, and we got a dangerous recipe there.
We're gonna post that, and I don't know. Maybe this episode might become before the show. Now that I realize it might be after. So, but definitely, if we have the episode before that, definitely stay tuned for that at Starland Ballroom, Parkway Drive, baby, baby. And let's go to the second song, Christian. Yeah.
Second song, I'm going to have to pick Last One by the Aces. The Aces are such a great band. They're like a girl band, and the sound is like funky, I don't know, like pop rock, I guess, but it's unique, and they really can play their instruments, I'd say. It's very catchy.
Okay.
It reminds me a lot. Maroon 5 is one of my favorite bands, but the last few albums have been very disappointing to me.
Dun, 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 dun.
What song's that?
I forget.
Dun, 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 dun,
dun.
that song. But
It's with the bass. Dun, dun, dun. I forget what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But the
You
Aces.
will be loved.
Oh, that's a good one.
You will be loved. I love those guys though too. They're very catchy.
For me, it's like their first few albums are so good, and then they sold out hard. But
Yeah,
the
let's not.
Aces-
Let's put it this way. The way the band is perceived in their personal life is not what we're promoting. We're promoting their music, not what the lead singer.
Nah, that was quite crazy what just happened. But just
We're promoting the music, not their lifestyle.
I heard about that.
Just
Just
the way
other day,
the way though that the music turned into like this washed out pop is very disappointing to me. But the Aces to me is like if Maroon 5 was a band of girls and stuck with that original sound on the first album that's so good. That's what the Aces remind me of.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like No Doubt, right? Like No Doubt, like they like transform, like their first album in the 90s was amazing.
Yeah.
And then like Gwen Stefani just turned into like,
I still love Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
Like Rich Girl, I love that song.
Yeah.
But
as a rich girl,
Holla Back Girl.
yeah, that's that too. Like those
it's
are
just
bops.
it's
They're
just
classics.
funny when you go
They're just
corporate, right?
classics.
Like when you go corporate, they just like want you to be like pop. Like
Yeah.
the moment like you go like straight pop, then you think like No Doubt, man. They were so good their first album.
Spider
She's
Web
like
stuff.
Yeah.
walking in the spider web, leave a message, call you back.
Don't speak.
Yes,
You know
that's-
just what
that's
you're saying.
so good.
Don't
Such a
stop.
bop.
Yeah. That's great, man. Yeah. You, Davida? You got something?
Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 Miles.
Dude.
Oh, dude. Who's that? Wait,
Terry
white
Crews?
chick. Yeah, white chicks, right?
Yes, with Terry Crews.
yeah, Terry
singing
Crews.
that.
Yeah.
To be honest, just to woo the girls, I started learning how to play it on bass a little bit. Just, just I want to get it in so I can get a band going and start playing it for people.
If I could walk
We used to
into
cover
the
that.
sky.
We
Yeah?
covered that in high school a lot. Such a good song.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's such a feel good song, you know.
She's a one-hit wonder. That was her only hit, or does she have others?
I honestly don't know.
I think she's the one who won.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
think
think I saw.
But you know
something-
who she came at the same time as Michelle Branch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, they're
a
remember
lot of
that.
people mix
Yeah.
up that the two of them.
I think it was like a record label competition. That's what
Yeah.
I think it was.
but I
personally,
think
Michelle Branch.
I think
No, yeah,
Vanessa
Michelle
Carlton-
Branch is the best.
Yeah.
Vanessa Carlton, though, I think she went on to songwriting. So like she's not a performer.
She's behind the
but-
scenes now.
and making way more money than
Yeah.
the performers.
Song number 2, I got to go with George Thorogood, "Bad to the Bone."
Ooh,
Oh, that's a classic,
So
man.
good, dude. So good. I don't have much to say on that one other than just
Yeah.
like, come
Like,
on,
classic
Just a badass
riff,
song,
just
yeah.
badass.
Yeah, leave it as
That
is.
riff, just
Yeah.
heavy.
Is it-
Everything.
is it
The
straight
lyrics,
classic?
heavy. It's
Yeah.
all just good stuff.
All right, guys. For mine, I'm gonna go a little emo, throwback to early 2000s. I'm gonna go to "Stay Together for the Kids."
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
a classic.
Blink-182.
Here's your holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally like. Oh, we've talked about this before. I think in the first episode when Vin was here. But there's always dispute. Like people are like, which is better, "Enema of the State" or "Take Your Pants Off and Jacket"? I like both of them. To be honest, they all have their different styles. But "Take Your Pants Off and Jacket," I've enjoyed the most. So that album was more like relationship wise.
I think
that-
it was a more that album covered more ground. Like it still covered the fun stuff, but it went deeper into the emo stuff, like you said, and the
Heartfelt.
some darker stuff. Yeah, that's a great album.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I said, I was telling one of my friends when Tom DeLonge came back to Blink-182, I was like, they have to do Anthem Part 3, and they
That'd be cool.
They literally just put in their story they're gonna do Anthem Part 3. for the album.
Wow.
Dude, you called it. Nice.
But yeah, Warped Tour. They had their 20th anniversary, right? You went Atlantic City, the ending of it.
It was great. Bowling for Soup was there as well. Shout out to Jarrett Reddick, my
Yeah.
man.
Wait, you want to shout out that promotion, that
Sure.
song? Yeah, shout
We
it out.
did a song, Ghost of Saturday Night, with Jared Reddick. Literally, bro, we make up lots of jokes about how it happened, but I'll
From
tell
where?
you guys.
Jared from.
Jared Reddick from Bowling for Soup.
Nice.
Yeah.
But literally, I just hit him up on Cameo. I messaged him, and he sent me his email. I mean, there's so many celebrities on Cameo. You never know who you could message, and they'll be like, "I'm down for whatever it is you're asking."
Yeah.
And he did it remotely, like John Ferrara sent him the song and Jarrett sent his verse back. I can't believe it. I can't believe
That's
it.
really cool,
dude.
yeah.
What? That's insane.
And if you grab that, Frank, you grab that album.
Oh, word. It's on the compilation.
It's on this verse compilation, guys. So this is the verse compilation. No one probably knows unless you went to any of the events we did. But we came out with a verse compilation volume 1 last year.
Uh-huh.
That's the back. Guys, we're coming out with volume 2 pretty soon. And
Hey,
we come
thank
to
you
our
for having
events.
us on that.
Yeah, Boy Blue will be back on this too for sure. But that compilation, compilation and
We got
song they did is
Things
on
I
there.
Thought You Didn't Know is on there.
Yep.
And then the Ghost of Saturday Night is
Yeah.
also on there.
yeah,
Dude, going back to this,
guys, verse volume 1, guys. Stay tuned for volume 2.
Kev gave me a copy of that, like, before I knew anything about, like, all the local scene of the music that you guys are all a part of,
Yeah.
which I'm becoming a fan of. I think it's sick.
Cool.
Yeah.
I popped that stuff into my car and was driving to and from work listening to it, like rocking the beep out.
Nice, man.
on
I'm
it,
about to
dude.
do the same, man. You gave me one. I'm about
I
to do the
was shocked, yo. Kay, we popped that in and we're like, holy smokes, man.
Good, dude.
we
Like,
make it
this
happen,
goes.
dude. Yeah, guys.
It goes. So
Dude,
check
you-
it out. And the
you-
fact that volume 2 is coming out.
You like created that experience. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
made it happen, man.
We're bringing it back, dude, because
Somebody's got to
I used
do
to
it.
get those all the time.
it's very important for this scene to I mean, it's back, but it's more important to reinforce it because I don't like dubstep. And, I look for
and you see how you see how this is a physical
Skrillex.
CD, like
Yeah.
you can touch it.
Yeah.
Maybe the next one's gonna be a cassette, might be an 8-track, who knows? But maybe it's got to be something you could touch because this is cool.
QR
This is
code.
cool. You don't get much of that these days. Yeah, it's all QR codes. And
We don't put this on Spotify because it's important for you guys to
get
have
physical.
the physical version.
Let's
get
physical.
Physical.
I think the CDs have the best quality as well, like because you're playing the file off the CD. It's better than like Spotify,
Yeah.
which like compresses it or will compromise it a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Guys, so we're gonna end this episode with guys, get Volume 2 coming out soon. Volume 2, guys, coming out soon. We're talking about I think it's gonna release we're gonna release that.
sweet.
Guys, definitely grab this Volume 2. It's gonna come to an event that we're gonna announce pretty soon, guys. We'll announce that. We're gonna announce all the summer events in the upcoming months, but the first event during the summer, this album will come out. With that being said, guys, stay tuned for more announcements. I want to thank Christian. Thank you
Dude,
so much, Christian.
I want to thank you guys, man.
Yeah, it
What you're doing in the scene is incredible. You're really like you're doing it all yourself. You have a genuine passion for us as artists,
Hell yeah.
and for music in general. And I love that you're making moves. I aspire to do the same. Like I'm looking up to you guys right now.
We appreciate your time.
Listen, we're
on
we're-
something like this.
yeah, we're doing.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're doing we're pulling the best we can for all the bands. Like I grew up doing all this stuff, so every thing we do is just trying to help in the creative. It's not even just bands; it's also like art. So designers, artists, and music. It's important to keep the creative alive, and I know there's not a platform to do it, and we'll be that platform, you guys. So, guys, definitely, like we said, follow us at Versapparel on Instagram, @Versapparel on Instagram. Shop the store at www.versapparel.co, www.versapparel.co. If you guys are interested in being the podcast, if you're a designer, artist, or musician, or anything in the creative field, you feel like you can, show your creative vision to the podcast, definitely email us or send a DM to that Instagram, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is episode 4. Thank you, Christian, for coming. We will see you guys episode 5. But like and subscribe. Peace, baby.
See ya.